Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. I told you that I was going to be doing a couple more collabs on this channel, and I'm back in the SDS studio with my SDS brother. Lee, man, what you saying, brother? You good?
Yeah, come
good
on,
to have you on my channel, man.
Nah, it's a pleasure. I was waiting for this call. I can't lie to you. I was waiting for this call,
This is an
man.
interesting topic as well. I said today we're going to be doing top 5 bargains signings in Premier League history. I feel like we're approaching the January window. It's one of them windows where you can't really spend too much. So how can you get smart? So I've looked back in the timeline, and I've looked back at 5 signings. You have your 5 signings ready as well.
Yes, I had to do a lot of research for this one.
Yeah.
And I'll be real with you, bro.
Go on.
This might also be the Manchester United episode. I'll be so real, because I did my research, and this has to be the United way or the highway, bro.
Oh, so what,
can't lie to you.
don't tell me you've got all 5 United picks.
Bro, you're going to have to wait and find out, because I'm telling you, I looked at it, and it's only making sense. It's only making sense to put my boys in there.
I will preface this year with, these signings had to have been made when they were in the Premier League. So,
Yeah.
For example, Kante, Vardy, and
They don't count.
Mahrez, they don't count because they were signed when they were in the Championship. But I was looking through this, and I can't lie, I did see a few United players.
I think it's more than
I
a few.
didn't pick any, funnily enough. So I'm actually quite glad you did that. Let us know your top 5 as well in the comments as well as you're going along. If you think somebody should be higher or lower, let us know as well. 5th place, I have personally gone for Tim Cahill, moving to Everton from Millwall for 1.5 million in 2004. Signed from the Championship. Everton's top goal scorer in the Premier League era, by the way. The amount of goals this guy scored from midfield, the iconic celebration, the headers that he used to score. For me, he almost was the first of like the false nines, if you like. Before Marouane Fellaini and these guys all came through later years. He was that original guy where you're just like, you're a midfielder, but you're a goal-scoring midfielder. And the way he used to pick up spaces, for me, one of the most underrated players in Premier League history.
Yeah.
But he has got my 5th place. Outstanding output for minimal cost. Now, who do you have in 5th place? I'm curious.
Nah, I like that shout. When you think of Barclays as well, that's a proper
Real
one.
Barclays
That's a
man.
real Barclays man right there. I went for the greatest player of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, where he made his name. You know, where he reached stardom, where he won the Ballon d'Or. The last Premier League player to win the Ballon d'Or before Rodri won it recently.
And what was it? 12 million? The fee?
12 million was the fee that we paid for Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
And what we got out of him in that 6 years, by the way, we got a three-peat, a Champions League,
Fairs,
2
like,
Champions League final appearances. He won a Ballon d'Or, 42 goals in the season. Can I just say as well, all of that by the age of 23.
Nuts. That is actually insane. And I had a feeling, to be fair, that's why I didn't put him in my list. I was like, I already know Liban's going to do the justice for this one.
Come on.
That one is a given, I feel like. Do you know what's mad? The fact that you lot signed him off of a pre-season friendly.
Bro.
Man then played against him, went back in the dressing room and said, yo, Fergie, get that kid through the door now. And listen, 12 million, it might be the smartest 12 million you've ever seen
And
spent.
we flipped it as well.
4th place, I have gone for, similarly, an all-timer Premier League player. I've gone for Patrick Vieira. 3.5 million to Arsenal in 1996. At the time as well, when he was signed, relatively unknown, and barely anyone knew
From
him.
AC Milan, was it?
Yes,
from AC Milan,
yes. At the time, the way he evolved his game, I think all 3 titles that Arsenal went on to win, he was a part of it. Easily, when you talk about one of the greatest midfielders in Premier League history, his name is one of the first 3 you think about immediately. 3.5 mil. You wish you could get.
But 3.5
like
mil back then was a little bit pricey, you know?
I don't know, because
I'm just
guys
saying.
like Ronaldo
Like,
and Vieri
relatively
and,
now, it is
but
more
think of it,
expensive.
even like the big money signings back then were like 20 million,
Yeah, I get what
25
you're saying.
millions, and the 3 million was still a relatively smart fee for.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody knew he was going to become what he became.
Of course,
Who got
that's
4th
what it is. That's what it is. I think 4th, I put Edwin van der Sar.
Ooh,
2 million from Fulham.
I can't lie, that's a sleeper one as well, because I didn't even think of him. But when you look at in terms of at Fulham, he kind of rejuvenated his career.
Yes.
Last season at Juve, he kind of fell off. Then when he came to United, bro, it was like a Indian summer, like a late rejuvenation in his career. Talk to me a little bit about him.
Rolls Royce, man, of a goalkeeper. Yeah, like, obviously, like you said, he came to the Premier League where everyone thought he was on the decline. Had great spell at Fulham. Fergie said, you know what, I think he's still got it. I think he's still got something in the tank here.
Yeah.
Bro, he gave us more than what he had in the tank. Let's be real. And even when he retired, I still believe when he retired in the Champions League final against Barca in 2011, I still genuinely believe he was capable of going at least another couple more years. And it's more like him just kind of, you know, closing the curtains.
He was very much played with IQ, I feel. And it sounds weird to say as a goalkeeper, but the way he uses long body, bro, he's got a clean sheet record as well.
Yeah.
I think, what was it, 12 games, I think it was in a
row,
row. It felt
something like
he
that.
didn't
Yeah,
concede.
he still holds the record.
Insane number.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Top 3 territory now. And I like that you mentioned the goalkeeper, because I've also gone for a goalkeeper for my next pick. I've gone Peter Cech for £7 million, 2004 to Chelsea. And I can't lie, at the time, I remember when they signed him from Rennes, I was baffled because they had Carlo Cudicini, who at that time was the best keeper in the Premier League, bro.
Yeah.
He was incredible. When Cech came in,
Quickly forgotten.
a new standard got set. And mind you, some of you lot might be used to seeing helmet Cech. I'm talking pre-helmet Cech. You Chelsea fans that know pre-helmet Cech will know what I'm talking about. Stephen Hunt, for Reading, did damage and stole something from us that we may never be able to get back. And for me, still till now, arguably the greatest goalkeeper in Premier League history. Like,
definitely in the
in terms of
conversation,
the clean sheet records, the number of appearances he made, the consistency he had, he won a lot as well, and was one of the pillars in that dressing room at Chelsea, where pretty much everyone in that team was a national team captain, but he was still one of the main dogs. So for me, 7 million, Peter Cech, third place. Who have you got third place?
Third place now. This is where I feel like with this one,
I'm surprised Ronaldo isn't in his top 3, but now I'm even more interested.
no,
to see who's it.
because Ronaldo, I feel like 12 million at a time for a young teenager was a bit of a gamble.
True.
That, you
never knew how
good he was going to turn out, but it ends up being a bargain. In third place, but I've gone for Eric Cantona, 1.5.
You know, you talk about real Barclays men earlier with Cahill.
Yeah.
When you talk about founding fathers of Barclays Premier League, I'll let you talk. But that for me is a founding father of Barclays Premier League. I can't lie.
That 1.5 million is what set us for the next 26 years. Just if you actually deep it.
I can't even dispute that, in all honesty.
If you deep it, like
the ripple effect that he had.
The ripple effect of that transfer is what's set on for not just the manager, but also the club, its legacy, what Manchester United is known to be now. It's because of that transfer, bro.
Yeah.
If you actually deep it, and the fact that we got him from our arch rivals, Leeds United at the time, as well,
That's
that makes
the
it
more insane bit. And Leeds were a dominant team in the
they
late 80s.
were a good team. There was question marks about his character. Fergie said, "You know what? I'll take the gamble," and there's a gamble again, like he's done with a lot of these players.
I think that was one thing Fergie was good at, though, was like managing those types of maverick characters, where it's like, you know what? I might have 9-10 soldiers, but there's one guy I'm willing to let off the leash. I mean, this guy was fly kicking fans and still able to make a career after that. Do you know what I mean? The manner of the goals that he scored as well, the importance of the goals he scored as well. And you know, we always talk about players nowadays, they lack personality. And bro, he was that years before the shit
with
even
abundance
began. Like
as well,
a
bro.
superstar before superstars were even like a thing, in my opinion. That one, I can't even.
And bear in mind, he came into a young Man United team, by the way, a young, inexperienced Man United team, and he was kind of meant to. He came into that dressing room being the leader. Yeah, imagine having to rely on
like the Palisters, but it was the '92 babies.
The '92 babies. He came in and he literally nurtured those kids.
No,
and a lot of them talk about him so highly about him.
Number 2. I mean, it's only right I got my club involved in this, you know what I'm saying?
Of course
this is all you do.
Of course you do.
I liked what you spoke about Cristiano. Yeah. And I'm glad you laid the foundations there for me. Because Gareth Bale at £5 million.
Yes.
I repeat, £5 million. He was known as like a bright prospect at Southampton in the Championship, but an injury-prone one.
Yeah.
The first 23 games he came, he had not won. They were calling him a bad luck charm.
Yeah.
Then one evening in Milan changed his life. The evolution that we saw there is similar to the evolution that you saw at Cristiano. Yeah. And I feel like he was almost trying to replicate that. After seeing Ronaldo for a few years, you saw him grow the muscle a little bit, became a winger all of a sudden. Explosive. Taking free kicks like this, explosiveness came, and
have we ever seen a transformation like that ever in the Premier League?
For me, it's Ronaldo was the first one I saw,
but in terms of like Bale, Ronaldo was always a winger, and he just got better in his position. Whereas Bale was a left back, like a scrawny little left back, just one summer just turned into this
revolutionized.
Bro, I don't think I've ever seen that.
You say over one summer, but if you watch him at Spurs, you could see him gradually getting better. Yeah. But he was consistently injured. Or there was Benoit Asuakota, who was like, those managers' favourite. He's a worker, so I'm going to play him. But then once he got the free reins at left wing, bro, he never, ever looked back. No. And his career trajectory just changed. So for me, there was, not just for Spurs, but for what he did in the Premier League, the record transfer that Ronaldo got, he broke for the same club and then went there and said, me and you are equals. BBC, we're going to do this thing. Yeah. So me, Gareth Bale, I had to get you in, boy. Tottenham. We in there.
Nah, I respect it. You found a way. You found a way to get.
I said 2. Who have you got?
You're gonna question this one a little bit because you're gonna be like,
Oh.
But I went for Robin van Persie, 24 million. And the reason why I'm saying this is a bargain, hear me out.
Talk to me.
24 million. We signed the best player in the league, the top scorer in the league that season. Arsenal.
The past 2 seasons.
That 2 seasons actually. Arsenal's captain. We signed it for 24 million and basically guaranteed ourselves a league title.
Genuinely, if there's one title I do look at where I'm like, what I do feel like this player single-handedly dragged this team, it was him. And you know what's funny? In that season as well, I think from February to April or something like that, he went on a goal drought, but he still ended up top goal scorer.
Yeah, because he was hitting the numbers early.
The hat-trick against Aston Villa for me.
The free kick against Man City from
insane.
The goal against Liverpool in the derby.
What I question is if you should have Van Persie that high, in my opinion.
Do you know why?
I think when you say Ronaldo, you saw him come in with the evolution, and he came in and won trophies as well and delivered them. And I think his impact, and even from a bargain perspective, like 12 million for a gamble on a winger is kind of more of a bargain signing, if you like, than a 24 million proven striker.
Okay, let me put you through this way. This is how I'm gonna put it. Yeah. If I told you all Tottenham needed to do was spend 24 million in the summer and they're gonna win a league title, would you take it?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
That's it. What more can I say, bro? We knew you just signed this guy, you won the title. I think the only other signing that we had that summer was Butner and Kagawa, who barely played. That was it, bro. And Van Persie literally came in. Remember, we lost the league the year before. We lost the league title on goal difference.
And the thing is, I'm not even denying his impact. I'm just thinking of some of the other names you mentioned. I'm thinking, could they maybe be above
There's a bias. There is definitely there's a bias. There is a bias.
Because Leah's has said that as well.
There is a bias.
That season played effect on him, even as like a Man United fan, and how much love he has for Van Persie. Bro. That season is one of those defining seasons. We're coming up to final place now. I'm actually curious here. After all those names you've mentioned, I'm like, surely there's one name I feel like you've missed out, but we'll get to it.
I know you're gonna say
this player that I'm putting here as the #1 bargain in Premier League history. It's not a big name, but it's a soldier. I'm sorry, you lot might not even like this. Do you want to take a guess?
Can I take a guess?
Go on.
Is he Irish?
He is Irish.
He was located in Liverpool.
Yes, he is.
And does his name sound or rhyme with Roman?
Seamus Coleman.
There you go.
100% the greatest bargain. Bro, when I see the fee, £60,000 for a professional footballer.
Crazy.
Like in 2009 as well, mind you, at the time, they've got Leighton Baines and he formed an incredible wing duo. Leighton Baines were retired like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
This guy, 2025, is still playing regular games for Everton.
Yeah.
And still doesn't look out of place. No. Like the legs haven't gone. And I'm like, in terms of consistency, quality, longevity, like I can't deny you are exactly what a club needs in terms of value for money, cheap signing, and you get the most out of it. You're never going to get more than out of a player than for that 60,000 right there.
No, you're right.
I'm sorry, he's worth 50 times that, if anything.
If you look at it objectively, that is the bargain.
What?
Like, if you just look objectively, just at the deal.
The definition of the word bargain.
A Range Rover costs more than that.
Insane.
That's the truth.
Do you hear what he just said? A Range Rover costs more than Seamus Coleman. Take that in.
It's crazy, bro.
I've always got a soft spot for Seamus Coleman. I've got to put him top of this list.
I hear it, bro.
Who is your final one? Because I'm wondering which player you've left out. There's 2 I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave one off.
One. Hear this, and I know the 2 names you're already thinking.
Okay.
You're thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Patrice Evra.
Uncle Pat. SDS very own member.
And Vidic was 7 million, I remember, from Spartak Moscow.
That's the correct one.
Both in the same window, by the way.
Bro, same January.
Same window.
Both took a little while to adjust as well. But after that 6-month settling period, they never looked back.
They became legends of the club.
And I already know who's the #1.
And bear in mind, Vidic won 2 back-to-back.
2-time Premier League player.
But do you know what it is? I felt like that's the obvious answers. I felt like I can't. They definitely deserve to be mentioned, which is why I'm glad we touched on them at least a little bit. But I wanted to go a bit more personal.
No.
I wanted to go a little bit more personal. Someone that touches home a bit more for me because I love that. It's almost like I saw a movie, then I saw that movie turn into real life. I was like, what's going on here? Javier Chicharito Hernandez, straight out of Mexico, Guadalajara, if that's how you pronounce it.
That is correct. Perfect pronunciation. A for pronunciation, A for the pick. Did not even think of him.
£6 million.
Did not even think of him. Would you say, though, he is the biggest United bargain? Even more than Vidic? Because I'm thinking, as you said, they might be the obvious answers. And the thing with Chicharito, I think if you put Chicharito like 5th, I would have understood it. And I think he's actually a great, in terms of key goals, impact, someone who just when you need. But he was never the guy. He was never given the reins. And I feel like that's obviously why he left. And even during his Madrid little loan spell, he did his thing. But I'm like, I feel like that was ready-made for Vidic, that one spot. So I'm wondering, what made you pick Chicharito over Vidic?
I look at his story. I look at deep it, bro. We spent $6 million on it. Like with Vidic and Evra, for example, Evra played in the Champions League final. Like he was making noise. Like he was, he was this next young prospect, doing well. And then, we bought him, on the basis of looking at what his potential could be. Same with Vidic. We just signed a random unknown kid. One day, just got a little announcement on the website. We signed this kid from Mexico. The plan was never to get him straight into the first team. The plan was obviously get him in the reserves, build him up, and then maybe make some...
Giuseppe Rossi stuff.
Yeah, it was. But then that World Cup happened. He scored 2 goals in that World Cup. He was playing well for Mexico. So it fast-tracked his progress into the United team. On his debut in the Community Shield against Chelsea, scores that freakish header. And then that just set the tone for the rest of his Man United career. I know he wasn't always a starter, given that there was Berbatov, there was obviously Wayne Rooney, Van Persie at one point as well. But he still has one of the best minute-to-goal ratios in Premier League history. And some of the most important goals in that time period came from Chicharito. Whether we was 2 goals down, he would come back, maybe score a hat-trick. Newcastle, for example. There's goals where late goals, every time we were down and out, he comes on the pitch, brings us back into the game.
You know what's mad? I'm just looking now. He's still playing to this day.
He is still playing. It's crazy. He went back to his old club. He went back to his old club.
He went back to hometown. And it's funny because what you say, that first season at United, 45 games, all competitions, 20 goals, 13 in 27 Premier League games. The next season, 12 in 36 games, all comps, 10 in the Premier League. The season after that, 10 in 22 Premier League games. So those first 3 seasons, as you say, in terms of minutes to goals ratio, because he wasn't starting a lot of these seasons as well.
Exactly.
It's actually valid. I kind of hear it.
Bro, and he scored, he scored, people forget, 2011 title. He scored the winning goal, the goal that won us the title against Chelsea at home. 36 seconds into the game. He scored the goal that won us the title.
So go through your 5 again.
So my 5 is Cristiano Ronaldo, Edwin van der Sar, Eric Cantona at 3, and then 2 I got Robin van Persie, and then number 1, Javier Chicharito Hernandez.
Fairs. And my list, of course, Tim Cahill, Patrick Vieira, Peter Cech, Gareth Bale, and Seamus Coleman. Let us know in the comments if you think we've got certain players too high, certain players too low. Let us know your list in the comments as well. If you've made it this far as well, smash the like button. Just hit 16,000 as well. Appreciate every single one of you subscribes. We are on the road to 25k. Plenty more videos coming over the new year. Appreciate Liban. Appreciate you joining me, brother. We will be doing something on your channel as well. Make sure you go and check that out as well. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Till next time, peeps. Take care.